We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome back to the Freak Show. I am your host, Bumpy McSquigums, and today, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Deity continues. This is immediately in the aftermath of our last tragic battle, where our favorite had fallen. What in oblivion is that? Sounds like thunder.
Impossible.
Impossible. There's not a cloud in the sky, but a storm comes nonetheless. What you're hearing are the drums of war. I've never seen a force so large marching out of Oasis. Aramoran troops, where are they headed?
Take heart.
North to the border at Swift Harbor, no doubt. And we must follow. Are you mad? We couldn't possibly take on a force that size. I don't expect they will go unopposed by your Delian compatriots. But it's not the army we're after. We need to get to Swift Harbor as soon as possible. Well, why Swift Harbor? Wouldn't it be best to travel by road? I took the liberty this morning of sharing all that you've told me with Vesta. She has a contact who may be able to help. In Swift Harbor? No, in Varroa. All the way across the Beryl Sea? The war will have ended long before we return. Who is this contact, anyway? All you need to know is they can help. I should explain.
Stop.
Vesta, this place still stands because of them. It's only right that they know what it is. And besides, from everything you shared, it's clear to me they seek the aspects in goodwill. As you wish. It's true, I am a priestess of fame, but in this temple I serve another purpose. I am a member of the Order of the Eternals. Order of the Eternals? I never heard of that before. That is how we prefer it. We are charged with keeping in the protection of the eternal aspects, some of which you have discovered and learned to use.
A moment, please.
I assure you we've only ever sought to study and protect them. And it's clearer now than ever that we aren't the only ones who have taken such an interest. The Order has been made aware of more sinister activity surrounding the aspects, not unlike the attack last night. But why attack this temple? In this place, I am the guardian of a small trove of aspects. The necromancer sought them, no doubt. Now I trust they would be safer in your hands. Ooh, we get aspects.
Don't worry.
Storage received a trove of eternal aspects. If you mean to entrust us with these aspects, you have my word that we will guard them with our lives and put them to good use. I am certain you would. But first I must ask you help me fare them to Varroa. The Order is much more powerful there, and my superiors will want to know what you've learned. I'm sure he can protect both you and the aspects while we get to the truth of the matter. Samara, what do you think?
We must.
We don't have any other leads. If the Order knows more, they are best suited to help.
Disgraceful.
I think this is a mistake. If there was ever a question about our desertion, booking passage across the sea would remove all doubt. They stopped questioning that the moment we walked away from Red Hill. Why fight it? I understand the weight of this choice, but you must decide quickly. It would be best to get to Swift Harbor before things get ugly. If what you say is true about the Order, then it's hardly a decision. We will follow your lead. I like how Irving's just like, yeah, I don't really care about what you want there, Lincoln. We're going to do what I want, and you're just going to have to accept it and move on. All right, Corvan and Sarah and Marin. I'm glad we were able to track you down in a timely manner, Corvan. From the tone of your letter, things seemed quite urgent. Did they? Forgive me. That must have simply been my excitement bleeding through. Oh, I see. Well, you're lighter on your feet since I saw you last. Have you been training? Not exactly. I did have to improvise my way out of a couple scuffles since our last meeting. Highwaymen? I wouldn't afford them the compliment of that title. No, ruffians more like it. Tossing my scrolls onto the road, rummaging around for something of value. Any one of those texts would have sold for more gold than they'd ever hoped to find. If they'd been able to read them, that is. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Corvan. It must have been traumatic. Is there any risk of them discovering the documents' worth and coming back for more? Oh, no, dear Sarah, not a chance. I made quite certain of that.
Well played.
I'm impressed. Sounds like you made a real rogue of yourself. Yes, well, chasing down the answers to your inquiries has me spending more time in the field than I'm accustomed to. I'm certainly grateful I won't be chasing down our remaining leads alone.
Surely not.
No, that you won't. Better or worse, we're here to stay now.
I'm sure of it.
For better, I expect. All right. And what about Marin? Hello, Corvan. I'm not used to seeing you standing around. I figured you're usually tucked away in a tent somewhere, writing vigorously. That's not so far from the truth, although I do prefer trees. Next time you have need of me, I might try looking up. Duly noted.
A moment, please.
But in the meanwhile, it's fortunate that you've stumbled upon me. Providential even, one might say. We have to go with the clearly not fake British accent that I'm doing. Oh, is there something I can do?
Certainly.
Yes, actually. You were a student of herbalism, were you not? I was. Are you wounded? Not wounded per se, but ill. I seem to have ingested some fish. That rather disagrees with me. Rather strongly, I might add. Oh, I understand. Well, the good news is that's nothing we can fix. Wait, that's good news? This may seem a strange question, but, do you have a preferred direction of expulsion? That will help me determine the remedy.
Come again?
Goodness, I don't consider either choice particularly pleasant. There was a bit of salmon after all. Perhaps upstream is best. How poetic. Let me find something for you. Here, these are deep toad eggs, pickled and unfertilized, I should add. Swallow a couple, and that fish should breach again in no time. Wow, that is a very weird way of saying things. Oh, God, it's below, I think, but a whiff of this should be sufficient. Well, in that case, I'll take my leave.
You've done well.
Yes, I think that's best. Be well, Corvin. With your help, I should be. Okay. Well, Bianca. Oh, Bianca, I'm so sorry. Sophia. Hey, Bianca, can I tell you something funny? I could use a good laugh. When Sloan and I were stuck in that cell and you guys came to rescue us, the first person I saw was Garrick. Really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you not getting along these days? Nah, I just like giving him a hard time. Oh, got it. Well, anyways, he came into the room and I thought he was one of the bandits. I thought maybe the group that captured us was moving to a new camp. That is funny. I'll have to tell him that. Can I tell him that? Don't you think he'll get mad? No, but if he did, that would be even funnier, honestly. I don't want to cause any problems. You won't. Don't worry. All right, go ahead then.
Who'd have thunk?
That's great. When did you figure out he wasn't a bandit? When you and Lincoln came in, actually. You two looked like you were ready to lay down the law.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the look he's going for. Well, he definitely lives up to it. He really does. Helena! You've traveled all that way just to face Orima's trial.
That's right.
I did. It's quite a distance. It was. You are like him, no?
Perhaps.
An adept? Or an adept, yes. But I wouldn't be so proud as to say the similarities extend far beyond that. He is a much greater fighter. Not long ago, I had only seen adepts at a distance. Now I fight alongside two. More than two, Bianca, for instance. I did not know.
I'm with you.
I didn't either until we all began to share our stories.
I wonder.
Were they similar? In some ways, though, not in others. Adepts are regarded differently in each of our homelands. Tell me, how are they treated in Naya, or Naja? With reverence. Interesting. Orima said something similar about Aramor. I think I've heard this interaction before. I think in the other file. But in Naja, they are not fighters. They are artists. The most famous actors in Hailfen's theaters are mostly exclusive adepts, or so you would think. Is that so? Sounds dangerous.
See it now?
Precautions are taken to keep audiences safe. Their innate abilities do much to express the emotions of their characters. I would imagine. I think that's something I'd like to see someday. Then perhaps you will. Baron. Vesta just looks angry up there. Look at her. Angry face. Alright. Helena, hey! How have you been finding everything? Travel suits me. I've made my home on the road ever since I left the monastery. Oh, that's great. Glad to hear it. I was more asking about the people, though. I know Garrick, for one, can be a little rough around the edges with pious folks. I think they make him insecure. He has not yet spoken to me. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Hush.
It sounds like I should prefer it. I mean, he's pretty harmless for the most part, but just a bit of a rascal. Reverent is not a word I'd ever use for him. I had a brother who was this way. I bet that drove you crazy. Actually, he was my favorite.
Huh?
Really? Were you too close?
No.
Not at all. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It must have been hard on your family when you left for the monastery.
I wonder.
I don't think it was. In a way, they encouraged it. Well, then, I guess at least they were supportive? I'd sooner call Garrick reverent. Alright, I think I'm getting the picture. Well, listen, hopefully this can be a new chapter for you. We've practically got no choice but to support each other now, just to make it through to tomorrow. If there's ever anything I can do to make you feel more at home, well, maybe not at home, but you know what I mean. Just let me know. Thank you, Marin. That is a generous offer. Please, it's nothing. I'm glad you decided to stick around. Indubitably. Alright. Samara. Down to Elias. Or Elias. Fancy seeing you up this late. Some heavy reading you've got there. Sorry. Heavy reading is the only kind I do, I'm afraid. We've been on a tear trying to research the eternal aspects for months. I found that the best way to understand something is sometimes to teach it to someone else. You mind giving it a go? You're only saying that, so I'll tell you what I'm researching. I think I've heard this one before, too. Even if that were the case, and if you're wondering how I hear it without being further along in the story, the relationships are built with doing battle, combat, whatever things that you do to gain experience, that you take your turn, in close proximity to the other characters. Which means that I had a few of the characters closer to more of the action between the characters, and that's why I got their story advancement or their relationship advancement quicker. Just so you know. Anyway, even if that were the case, I'm sure you know the point is still valid. I am a good student.
Are you sure?
Well, it remains to be seen. Where have you studied? Many places, more places than I would have liked to, in fact.
I'm following.
And what was it that you studied? Life, the world, magic, failure. Failure. Curious word to mention that you've studied.
Careful.
Yeah, if you haven't studied failure, one of two things is true. You either haven't pushed hard enough or you weren't paying attention when you did. Exactly. My mother used to say that when Sarah and I were younger. Used to. She's still very much around, is she not? Oh, she's around. She just isn't lecturing us anymore. What would she have to lecture about? Serenity Roane could lecture anybody about anything. More than could. She'd love to. Having seen you and Sarah in action, I suspect those lectures I'd be lucky to partake in.
Are you sure?
Hey, say that now.
Perhaps.
So, is that a no on the aspects? That is a no on the aspects. Maybe next time. Well, Elias is getting shut down. Okay. Sloan and Benji. They got words to exchange. Hey, Sloan, I wanted to ask, but I keep forgetting. What kind of stories did your pa tell you about mine? Not many, I'm afraid. They didn't know each other long, and truthfully, I'm surprised you seem to know so much about him. Oh, sure, I know about him. That pa looked up to him big time.
I'm intrigued.
Impossible. That doesn't really add up to what I've heard. Well, maybe you should do less math and more listening, huh? Let me spin you a tale like my pa would.
That's cute.
I guess we can do that. It's a cold, dark night. The year is 1079. Benji, the first, is trudging through... They met in 1078, actually. During the Nelatian border war? Yep, totally said that right. Yeah, must have forgotten the date. Anyway, trudging through the rain to sneak up on an encampment of those things, the Nelusians. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call them.
Than the best.
He'd spotted the campfire from a ways off and was determined to save his brother in arms. He roared into their camp. And it turned out it was just Henry and his advisor. Their wagon had gotten stuck, so they camped for the night. He sure felt silly. That isn't how I heard the story told. Well, I'm sure you heard it from the other side.
Benji!
Can you imagine a big hulking Benji in this suit of armor bursting out into the camp light in the middle of the night? Terrifying thought. And exactly how my father had told the story. Why in the world did he think they were Aramorans? They were hundreds of miles from the conflict. You can never be too prepared. Oh, Benji. Garrick! Ah, Garrick and Alden. Nice. Alright, kid. Talk to me. You're on a roll setting records, Alden. You just might be the youngest deserter in the history of the Delian army.
Oh no!
Doesn't sound like a good thing.
Right.
I'll admit, it hasn't got the best ring to it. Do you think it was the right decision to make, to desert? You see, I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. Life's easier that way. I don't know. I worry about it sometimes. That's good. Try to hold on to that if you can. People will respect you for it.
Huh?
You don't care if people respect you? Yeah, I gave up on that pursuit years ago. Right around your age, in fact. Tell me, do they still make first years drink vertigo potions and climb down the side of the clock tower? No. The school used to do that? Not the school, of course not. But it was sort of a tradition. Are you sure? You know, the kind of thing your friends put you up to.
Huh?
Not my friends. Irving and Marin put you up to that? Well, no, other friends. Perhaps you've chosen your friends more wisely than I did. Sounds like it. Alright there, sport. Okay, that was kind of a weird interaction. Marin and... yeah, okay, makes sense. Elias, Holden tells me that he's been asking you about some of your abilities. I hope he isn't bothering you. Oh, not at all. His curiosity is quite refreshing, actually. I tried explaining to him that being an adept isn't like being a mage, but he doesn't seem to have done any good. He does seem to be interested in learning these abilities himself. Luckily, there are some effects which can be reproduced with more traditional magic, though in all honesty, I'm probably not the best mentor to show him now. Or show him how, excuse me. And let me guess, you told him that, and it hasn't deterred him one bit? Yes, that's right. I'll talk to him.
Hold on.
Really, Marin, there's no need. I have a younger sibling myself. I'm accustomed to it, for the most part.
Really?
You have a little brother? I've never heard you talk about him. A sister, actually. Oh, sorry. That's quite alright. Her name is Rena.
Huh?
Rena, that's a pretty name. What's she like? She is kind, to a fault. Even warm, generous, thoughtful, curious, and she loves rum cakes. One bite takes her to the astral plane and back 6 times over. Sounds like Rena and I would get along. I imagine you would. Maybe I'll get to meet her someday. Do you think she'd ever come to visit? She shouldn't, but she might try. She wouldn't have any trouble leaving and returning, would she? She has a bad leg, you see. I used to help her get around, but her condition only worsened just before I left. I doubt she'd have much success in making it across the border. Oh, I'm sorry, Elias. My father always talked about getting a pony for her. She always wanted one anyway, but even before her leg went out. Hopefully he's gone and done that now. She sounds so sweet, Elias. I'd go bring her a pony just to meet her. That's kind of you, Marin. I'm sure it's a hardship to you in many ways, but you're lucky you weren't separated from your brother. Especially given the circumstances. Families should stay together, I think. Yeah, I think so too, and I'm definitely lucky to have Alden with me. I need to do a better job of remembering that. I've been there myself. Easy to say, but difficult to do, I'll admit. Tell me about it. Alright. Everybody is all happy. It's good. I'm still very upset that I got Bianca killed. I'm not happy about it. What's holy water? Oh, okay. So she lost 2 of her constitution. What's sparkling mead? Oh. And that's not great. I think permanent luck. Is this on her? Is there a reason it's on her? I'll take a look to see where I need to put it. It might have supposed to have been on her and I just forgot. I'm gonna assume that we have additional things like Camden's Flux and so on and so forth. So we're going to have to spread out our things, and hopefully it'll make sense. Let's check with Bianca first here. We kind of know her role already. Oh, we have avocado toast. Please be defense. Oh, it's magic. Darn. What does this do? Okay. Counterattack damage increased by 25%. Could be good for Bianca. Well, we'll see. Grant 80% resistance to arcane magic. Each turn grants a 1% buff to advanced stats. Enemies are much more likely to attack the holder. Swap strength and speed. Dodge increased by 30% of strength. Interesting. Power increased by 15% of each weapon stat. I don't... What... Okay. Swaps power and true speed. Okay, I don't know what to do with this. Maybe we put this on Bianca to give her more of a she can tank anything build. I think I'm going to try that. Again, I don't know that that's the play, but I think that's what we're going to do. This episode's already going so long. We're probably not even going to get into combat again, but it's okay. You guys need to see various different things. All right, I need to know about strength and speed and why we would possibly want to do that. Is there a reason we would want to do that? I'm sure there's going to be some characters with their speed stat much higher. Oh, you know what? Casters. That would make sense. She still hits things, but like maybe Sarah, for instance, is her speed stronger than her strength? No. What about Sloane? Nope. I mean, I guess you could technically do it with Marin or somebody else if... I guess maybe Samara might be the play. But she does physically hit stuff, so it doesn't make sense to do that. Elias... just down the middle. Down the middle again. Alden... now his speed's much higher. I don't know why you would want to do that for anyone. Why would you want to switch the speed and the strength? Let's go take a peek at what speed does. Increases dodge and true speed. That... oh, okay, we can see what true speed is here. Increases dodge. If 5 greater than enemy's true speed, will double the attack. Oh. Interesting. So the true speed is 0, though. Wait. How... huh? Yeah. I'm slightly... does any... oh, we do have some true speed on some people. Why is his 0? Why does Garrick have 0 true speed? I have no idea. What? What do you mean? His speed is 12. This guy's got 7 and he's got a 5. What do you... huh? Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's weird, right? Does it match? No, it doesn't fully match. It kind of matches a little bit. Like, it lines up at least somewhat for most of the characters. Except for Garrick. I don't get it. Very strange. Alright, yeah, this is gonna take me a little bit, guys and girls. I am sorry. Alright, so Irving, we should be able to find something for Irving here. Convoy. Counterattack damage increased. Advanced stats? I guess that's what those other things are. Each turn grants 1% buff to advanced stats. Enemies are much more likely to attack the holder. Maybe we throw that on... not Irving, but one of the... maybe Irving. I don't know. We'll take a look at Irving in a minute. Swap strength and speed. Again, I don't know what to do with that. Dodge increased by 30% of strength. That could be very useful. Power increased by 15% of weapon stat. That could be very useful as well. Swaps power and true speed. Just so many things to consider. All right, so brain. There was one that I was curious about. It wasn't counterattack. Dodge increased by 30% of strength. Alright, so strength. Who's got the most strength? Looks like Irving and Helena are at 22 each. Ironically, Garrick is up there as well. Okay, I think I'm going to throw that on Irving, because I think Irving is always going to be in the party. At least try to make that a reality. So, as such, I think he gets that item. Which is what I was thinking anyway. So, it's good that my thought process actually panned out there. So, increased by 30% of strength, which, again, I don't think is going to be, like, astronomically high, but it's going to be something. Do we have a dodge? We do. 138, 91. So, 30% of strength, which is 22. It's not going to be a tremendous amount, but, you know, we'll get something. We'll get closer to 100 dodge. In fact, he's got, like, one of the lowest dodges. Actually, Garrick does. Out of everybody. And Benji, that makes sense. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording. You know what? I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to end it right here, guys and gals. I'm going to go through, I'm going to finish up all my inventory stuff. So you guys don't have to sit here and watch me think about everything for 100 million years. And then we'll come back. I'll show you guys what the decisions I made were. And we will push forward with that. And hopefully, I mean, you guys can just mock me for making all of the wrong choices, but hopefully they're at least helpful in some capacity in some way. Alright, that's it. Till the very next episode, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.